episode of Savage in the Wilds. I would love to introduce you to a very cool guy, Nat Bletter, who is a skilled forager in New York City here, an ethnobotanist who is finishing up his PhD currently, and he is linking tribal folks and their knowledge about plants and plant families and medicines to how we can create strategies about where to spend our limited research dollars to find out more about the medicines. So as I stand here in front of Our Lady of Liberty, a beacon of hope and democracy and freedom throughout the world, I think of my own ancestors who came and saw her and probably carried some of their own seeds that they cherished and they wanted to bring to this country. Many of those plants have now gone wild in this country and are considered weeds. Nat is also working on a company that is going to be using the invasive plants. How can we use them for medicine? How can we use them for food? He's also working on a raw chocolate company. So lots of good stuff to come from this guy. Let's go meet him.
My name is Nat Bletter, and I'm an ethnobotany PhD student. It's a really big issue in ethnobotany right now is the intellectual property aspects of the plants, and at least with my work, I make sure that I don't publish any of the species that I find. I'll take them and I'll analyze them in the lab, but then I won't publish anything about the species information, and I'll just go back to them and say, oh, this one looks like it works really well. Maybe focus on this one. And I've also talked with them about setting up a swap between the two countries. So, for instance, if in Mali they have something that's really great for malaria, since they've been dealing with that for much longer, since the disease is native to that area, and they really need something for diabetes, and in Peru they happen to have something that's really great for diabetes, and they need something for malaria, we can say, oh, here, we'll just trade you the seeds, and you can grow these plants and have a cheaper alternative to all the drugs that are so exorbitantly expensive. This right here is pokeweed. It's a really common weed all over the northeast and in the south. It's a really common vegetable. They just call it poke down there. This is one that you have to be really careful with, however, because once it gets to taller than about 8 inches, and if it has a serious tinge of red in it, you don't want to eat it because it can become really toxic. You can see that this one is starting to get the red down at the base. But this should be early enough in the spring and small enough that it's fine. And even then, when you pick it in a good state, you want to boil it in at least 2 changes of water, maybe even 3, for like 10-15 minutes each. We happen upon a giant burdock. This is probably one of the biggest leaves you'll see growing right out of the ground, so it's pretty unmistakable. It's nothing like it. These big sort of furry undersides with the wavy edges to the leaf make it stand out. It's super nutritious for you, and it's used in Chinese medicine as a blood tonic, helping flow. Here at the Lower East Side Ecology Center, they were kind enough to loan us a big shovel so we could actually get this one out. And this is a European introduction, so even though we're in the middle of their nice garden, they're going to be thankful that we're taking it out of there for them. You don't want to break the root. Even though the plant is really big, the root is fairly thin, maybe like about 1 inch across. Have a really good hole around the burdock now, cleared out for about a foot down, and I can feel that's going to come out now when I pull it without really breaking. So that's good. Right here is mulberry, which was brought to this country to feed silkworms. They thought they could start a silkworm industry here like in China, but the plant got really established, although the silkworms didn't, because the birds love the berries. That's what it's more commonly known for, but actually the really young leaves are super, super tasty. When you pick them when they're still kind of shiny like that, I don't know if you can see the gloss on the leaf there, and they're nice and tender. You just fry them up in a little bit of soy sauce and garlic, and they're incredibly tasty. And I'm just trying to be careful so I don't knock off all the flowers, because less flowers means there's going to be less delicious mulberry fruits on there. We're in Columbus Park in Chinatown in Lower Manhattan, and we're standing under a beautiful redbud tree that's just bursting with beautiful pink flowers. It's a legume, a sort of a bit of a lemony taste, as do the flowers. They have this very nice, sweet, lemony, tangy taste, and they just look beautiful in a salad. Welcome to my kitchen. We're here in New York. Just came in from gathering in the rain, and it was nice enough to wash all the greens off for us outside. And we're gonna cook up a nice tasty salad with all the spring greens and veggies and roots that we got.
What do we have?
We have a beautiful spread here. First we have the pokeweed shoots that we collected yesterday in Chinatown. We got burdock petioles, or the stems of the leaves, that we're gonna parboil a little bit and put in the salad. Have those beautiful magenta redbud flowers from Chinatown as well. Here we have the burdock root, which we've washed in the scrub, and we're gonna boil that a little bit and put it on top of the salad. Behind that we have the garlic mustard greens and the flowers and the pods that we'll put in our salad. Here we have the chopped roots of the garlic mustard and shepherd's purse, or peppergrass, which we're going to make sort of horseradish out of, and we can use that as a salad dressing. In front of that we have some chickweed from my balcony garden, since it's a little harder to find out in the wilds of New York, but it's one of my favorite greens. It tastes like sprouts. Then here we have young mulberry leaves that we picked in the park right across the street, that we're gonna saute quickly with some garlic for a vegetable side dish. And finally we have the leaves of the shepherd's purse. Alright, we finally have our New York wild food feast all prepared. So first we have the salad I mentioned before that has the garlic mustard greens, the shepherd's purse greens, the redbud flowers, and a nice dressing and the flaxseed paste on top. Then here we have the boiled burdock root, burdock stems or petioles, and the pokeweed greens, as well as the mulberry greens with a little garlic. And I'm just gonna put a little of the shepherd's purse horseradish over that, and a little drizzle of olive oil, and a grind of black pepper. And then for dessert, we have some delicious bay nut chocolate. So bay nut is a native California plant, and Kevin Feinstein over there was nice enough to send me some bay nuts, and I ground them up, since I'm a chocophile and love making chocolate, ground it up into these bars that look pretty close to chocolate. This is the pure bay nut one, and this is with a little cocoa butter mixed in to mellow it out. Those are from the roasted bay nuts. And then finally we have a Kentucky coffee tree, sort of non-caffeinated coffee substitute.
This is so good, thank you.
Of course.
It's absolutely delicious. You're a wonderful chef. And I'm so impressed with how you make the most of New York City and your foraging. This is so cool. Nat has a wonderful view amongst all of his plants here in your little porch garden.
That's a chickweed right here.
Yeah. We got some pokeweed also from here. And here we have our view on East River, and East River Park, where we even forage some of our stuff. So, thank you.
Of course, thanks for stopping by in New York.
Anytime.